Well, for me, at the bottom is, by definition, is subjective and different for everybody, But there was an there was an expression. The bottom for me was my suffering was legendary even in hell. So it's just a miserable existence that you can't get out of. I mean, you're addicted to drugs. So you got to take care of that. You got to take care of that, and you need money for that. So you're committing petty crimes or maybe more serious things, and that's just to feel not completely sick, or which is unbelievably painful, and then it eats up everything you got. So you're still, even at best, you're not dope sick, but you're living in the street. You're cold. You're hungry. And it's just a repetitive cycle of just misery. It's ironic because they call it highs. There are very few highs. There's a lot of lows, but not that many highs. I was born a Canadian citizen, and I was born here in Montreal, and I moved to the United States, and anyways, after several episodes with drugs and a bottom with drug, I came back to Canada thinking that there was the reputed health care that was purported for for the longest, the reputation that it has internationally even. But when I got here, the health care that I left Canada as a little kid was a far cry from the services, not just healthcare, the services that were available as a 40-year-old drug addict, and I couldn't get a health card for 3 months, and there was no housing or shelter until I had documentation. And even when I had documentation, there was still no resources available, and I wound up homeless on the street, living at the Old Brewery Mission, which, not to knock it was a great place for a homeless shelter. Thank God it was there, but I was surprised that that's all there was available. I mean, it wasn't an easy living, and then I heard about this place, this organization, Metadam, and I met it with they're geared towards opiate addicts, and I was met all the criteria, and it's really helped start to turn things around for me. From a heroin conviction, the heroin trafficking conviction, and then subsequent homelessness and just destitute drug addiction, towards actually helping me put my life back together with medical treatment for my hepatitis C, and stable housing, and which allows me to do a lot of other things. It's like the cornerstone of allowing me to do all these other things to get my life back on track to where it was several years ago. So, okay, Metadam and the housing, and not just the housing, but the other services and care, and just how, looking out for you that they provide is, as I said, is the cornerstone to allow me to, progress and go on to the next stage of my life, which is, for me, is I do a year-long treatment for my hepatitis C, which has been debilitating for a lot of years, and kept me, kept me down and kept me addicted to drugs, partially because the only thing that makes you feel better, it was heroin. So anyway, I complete the treatment, which is like the biggest thing, and then go back from there. With the experience I had, I can go back to school, look for a job, and do it in relatively good health, which is something I haven't been able to do up until this point. So like I said, Metadam gives me the freedom and the potential to achieve these things.